And you need to go to the hospital, but how long can you expect to wait in the ER?
Well, that depends on where you end up. One Mid-Michigan ER is better than the rest, while another is bringing up the rear. David Custer has this I-Team report.
Okay, yes.
Does it look good?
Yes, that looks great.
What started as a typical day,
You can see the discoloration. It went from here all the way around here.
turning into a medical emergency for Terry Gillespie and her husband Dan.
And the chain went right between my finger, and it felt like, oh, that's close to the bone.
This dog chain nearly severing the tip of her finger.
We went to urgent care, and they said, you're going to have to go to the hospital. I'm concerned with the blood supply.
These graphic pictures taken by Terry's husband showing the damage to her finger and the blood loss. They rushed to Genesis Hospital's emergency room, and that's when the Gillespies say the real nightmare began. She said she was called back several times and then sent back to the waiting room each time, never once seeing a doctor.
I said, is there a doctor here? Well, yeah, there's a doctor here. I said, but people are leaving. And he said, well, you can leave. We can't stop you. And I said, yes, but you will still charge me. Why would I leave? I need this addressed.
She says more than 6 hours had passed, growing more and more frustrated. And then she saw this sign on the wall. It read patient's rights. She called the number on the bottom.
I told him, I work for General Motors. I'm in quality, and your quality system is broke, and I expect someone to be down here.
What once took hours, now only taking minutes. Gillespie says someone came down and finally took her back to examine her finger. This document shows her being admitted at 7 p.m. and finally leaving after 2 in the morning.
And I'm sitting here for 9 hours while tissue is dying. So it was after I started the fight with the, after I called quality, they came.
The I-Team wanted to know where Genesis falls on average when it comes to emergency room wait times. According to the watchdog website ProPublica, which tracks data on a yearly basis, wait times here are the longest in all of Michigan, with an average of more than an hour. Genesis told us as one of its ongoing improvement targets, it has instituted a physician and triage process during peak hours and claims it has brought median wait times for seeing an emergency room physician down to 17 minutes. Let's go inside the numbers from the latest report from 2014 and look closer at Mid-Michigan's other hospitals. Midland's Mid-Michigan Medical Center averages 48 minutes per patient. Flint's McLaren, 40 minutes, followed by Hurley at 39. Saginaw St. Mary's, 31 minutes. And Saginaw's Covenant hovering right around the state average and beating the national average at 22 minutes.
Our wait times are actually pretty good. We're one of the better both in the nation and here in the state.
Covenant's Director of Emergency, Dr. Matthew Dybel, says on an average day, 250 people visit Covenant's ER.
That person who has heartburn may actually be a heart attack. And until I get them back and get them tested, I don't know that. And so I don't want people sitting in the waiting room.
And those wait times closely monitored.
We focus a lot on a lot of processes to try and make that as minimal as possible for all of our patients.
Covenant believes happy patients taken quickly lead to happy nurses and doctors and a better experience for everyone. But as for Gillespie, she urges everyone to know their patient rights and to speak up loudly if a trip to the ER becomes a waiting game in your moment of need.
Switching doctors, because my doctor will only go to that hospital, so we are in the process of switching all of our doctors.
Genesis told us they could not respond to Gillespie's claims because of patient privacy laws, but again, a hospital spokeswoman says their median wait time is now 17 minutes during peak hours, and it responds to all patient concerns within 2 weeks. Gillespie says she's still waiting to hear back from her November 3rd visit. Reporting live in the newsroom, David Custer, WNEM TV5.